Official definition of Flatpak is a utility for software deployment and package management for Linux. I never understood why Linux community couldn't agree on one package manager instead of wasting all those people that maintain packages on multiple distributions. But it seems that is somewhat resolved with Flatpaks, or is it? Let me just say this will be a look at Flatpaks from strictly user perspective. I'm not a technical person because technical details are boring to me. I just looked at how hassle-free or not is to use something. I will first cover the basic commands that you can use with Flatpaks, and then I will tell you why they suck, in my opinion, and are misleading in their claims. In order to start with Flatpaks, you first have to install Flatpak. To install it, you can go to flathub.org. That is their homepage, and then go to setup FlatHub. And here, depending on which distribution you have, you click on it and then you just follow instructions. I am on Fedora, and if I click on Fedora, as you can see, it's installed by default. On Linux Mint, it's also pre-installed. On Arch, you just install Flatpak. If you have KDE, you can go to Discover, Settings, and here on the Flatpak, you can see all the repos that you have for Flatpaks. Uncheck the Fedora Flatpak repository because I just want to install stuff from FlatHub, and I don't want additional questions from which repository to install it. So how do you install a package? Here on FlatHub page, you can see all the applications that you can install. For instance, if I want to install VS Codium, I just click on it. And here on the install, you can either copy this code or you can just click install. And then it will offer you a Flatpak file to install, but that's just too complicated. It's much easier to just copy this. Or from the terminal, you can just install package if you know the name, what it's called. And then it will ask you which package you want to install. I will just press 2. Yes. And here you can see some permissions that application will have by default when it's installed. And these are the additional packages that will be installed in order for VS Codium to work. Now that application is installed, you can just run it as any other application. But let's say you don't know the name of the application and you don't want to go to a web page. You can just search for the specific application. For instance, I can search for shortcut. And if it finds the application, it will just list it. So another way how you can install Flatpak application is just to use application ID. And this will automatically choose the right application, and it won't give you this list of possible choices. And then you just install it. And application ID is something that you want to use if you want to make a script for installing software. Flatpak will automatically know exact application that you want to install. Let's say you have a multiple application install with Flatpak, but you didn't write them down all and you want to install them on your other computer or have it in case you want to reinstall your existing computer. List only the applications that are installed on your computer with Flatpak. You can use this command. And for instance, if you want to make a script, so what you can do is, for instance, open KWrite or whichever editor you want. Copy this. Delete the unnecessary columns. Make it as a script. Save it as a file. make it executable. And now you have a script with which you can install all the software that you installed with Flatpaks. And then on another computer, you just run the script, and it will automatically install everything you have in that script. Since I used it on the same computer, it won't install anything. With Flatpaks, you can also list runtimes, and for these games, you can use this command. And this will list all the additional packages that some application needed to install in order to work. To see what was installed when, you can use this command. So here you can see when everything was installed or uninstalled. To remove a package, you can just use this command, and then we'll ask you if this is the package you want to remove. You just press yes or enter. Enter. This will uninstall only the package and not the dependency that it came with. To uninstall packages that came with some programs but are no longer used, you can clean up with this command. I currently don't have anything to clean. To see the info about already installed program with Flatpak, you can run this command, where this is the application ID. And when you run it, you will get some info about it, like version, from where it's installed, and size. And so like I said previously, to see which repositories, or as they call them, remotes, you have installed for Flatpak, you can, if you use KDE, just go to discover and look here under settings, or you can use this command, and this will list all the repositories that you added. To delete a repository, you just use this command and the name of the repository. Now if I list the repositories, you can see that I only have FlatHub. Config files for every program that is installed with Flatpaks are located in var and up. And here the config files are saved by the application ID, so you can easily find them. So if you look at Flatpaks from this side, this can be used on any Linux distribution, and it will always work the same. You get the nice listing of applications that you can just turn to script and install anywhere. Config files are finally in just one folder and not spread out through your home folder, like here, Mozilla LibreWolf config as code. But there is other side of Flatpaks, and that is sandbox environment. When people say sandbox environment, they mean that the application is usually isolated from the rest of the system, and it should be secure. It shouldn't mess with the rest of your system, but that is so far from the truth. So here is how I see a computer. Any computer, whether Linux, Windows, Mac, doesn't matter. You have your computer system and you have your user files. Computer system is operating system, applications, tools, drivers, whatever. Something that if I don't have a backup, I can recreate in, let's say, half an hour. Computer system is not something I'm worried about. I will make backup just to make it easier if something happens, but I really don't care it. On every operating system, you can automate your installation, and that's the part that is really easy to reproduce. The most important thing on your computer are user files. Something, if you don't have a backup, if it's deleted, you can't get it back. And this is the part that is most sensitive, whether it's a desktop or a server, it doesn't matter. User data is the only thing that matters on computer. So let's go to the dark side of Flatpaks and their permissions. If you're on KDE, under application permission, you have all the Flatpaks that you installed, and if you click on one, you can see all the permissions that a specific program has. But I wouldn't recommend you to use this one even if you are on KDE. On any other desktop environment or window manager, you can use a program called Flatseal. You can even install it as a Flatpak. The difference between KDE's application permission and Flameshot is this part here, portals. This is what KDE is missing. Now remember this, if you install application that is installed as Flatpak and it crashes immediately, what usually helps me is to enable for that application to run in the background. Currently, I cannot find an example because I didn't use Flatpaks for a long time and I don't remember which application did that, but it took me a while to discover this. So if you go to all applications, you can see that everything is turned off by default, which is how it should be. And then every application has its own permissions. And this is where the nightmare starts. Why the nightmare? Because every application will have different default permissions. For instance, I have here Firefox, and I can see more or less this part is okay. I don't need to Firefox to access smart cards or printing system. I don't know why this is turned on by default. All devices, no thank you. I don't know what this is. And if I look at this part, okay. Firefox doesn't have permission to any of my folders except my download folder through portals. The way I see the portal is application says to portal, hey, I want to save this file to this location. And then portal says, okay, give me the file and I will save it. That's my understanding. So if I start Firefox and I want to save a file, and let's say I want, so I know I can save it in downloads, but let's say I want to save it in documents and I click save. Then I go to my documents and the picture is saved. And if I'm looking this right, it shouldn't be able to save it here. Why did it give me the permission to save it in documents? As an everyday user, if I look at these permissions, it shouldn't be able to save a file anywhere except in X download. I couldn't find where this XDG download is defined, but I assume that this is my downloads folder in my home directory. So if I deleted this and I will restart Firefox, technically Firefox shouldn't be able to save the files anywhere, if I'm understanding this right. So if I go and download the file, and I put it in my documents, and here it is. It's like Flatseal is not doing anything. I don't know. But that's not all. Let's go, for instance, to Ocular. And these are the default permissions that Ocular is offering. Network? No. I don't know why it should go to network, but okay. I understand why it wants printing system, but I don't have it, so it doesn't matter. And then I come to the file system, and the default permission is all system files. Why would Ocular have the permission to all my system files? So I turned it off. I may not be technical, but even I know if you give a program permission to your file system, it can do whatever it wants on that system. It's game over. If nothing else, it can put a ransomware, encrypt all your files, and what's the point of Sandbox? Because it cannot access the computer system. Who cares? The only thing that is important to me on any computer or server are user data. And this is not protected at all. But if you give permission to all system files, it can completely destroy your system. You don't want to give the permission to your all user files because it's the same thing. If it has access to your home directory, it can encrypt the whole directory, and what's the point of sandbox? So let's say I don't have any permissions given to Ocular. If I run Ocular and I go to open a file, I can normally go through all the folders and open a document. So what are these permissions actually doing? So let's say I want to save a file. I will put in downloads. I click save. File is here. File is readable. And all the permissions are off. Can someone explain to me why is that possible? These are all my permissions that I have. So this is why I think Flatpak sucks. If I'm doing something wrong, tell me, but with this permission, Ocular shouldn't have any right permission to any folder on my system. If I'm getting this wrong, please tell me. And this is not the only application that has stupid default permissions, but there are more. Look at Obsidian. Look at all the folders that it has by default, plus the whole home folder. So as a user, looking at Flatpaks, this is what I have to do. So you first check if the application is okay. Then you have to check the permissions. Then even after you disable the permissions, this is like a billboard that doesn't do anything. This can't be possible. This can't be that bad. I'm doing something wrong for sure.